Burp, burp, burp. Splash, splash, splash.
Welcome to Love in Brief, a kind of brief ABDL advice podcast focused on issues of love. That's right. It's love for your community, love for yourself. And today it is going to be all kinds of love because we're going to our long list of questions from our inbox, from Reddit, from FetLife, from all over the place. And we're going to do a summer question roundup. Are you stoked?
I am going to do a big cannonball into the pool.
Oh, man, what I wouldn't give for a pool right now.
Wait, I'm wearing a diaper.
Maybe take the diaper off.
Okay.
Maybe rinse off. Then maybe cannonball into the pool. That's the polite thing to do. I am Resident, yes?
And I am Lola.
And we do this every season. We take a moment to reach into that grab bag of questions and pull out your questions and just try and do our best to give some hopefully helpful advice. And today, we haven't had an episode in like a month because it's summer schedule. So it just happens when it happens.
Yeah.
Everybody's traveling. We've all got things to do. So I thought, let's lightning round this and try and get 8 questions done instead of our normal 6.
Cool. Let's do it.
You want to do it?
Yep.
So we reached out to our friends on Reddit and on Tumblr and on FetLife and said, hey, well, what do you guys want to know? And we got some awesome questions back. So Lola, I'm going to give you the first question.
Ooh, okay. You're going to ask me the first question?
I'm going to ask you the first question. And this one comes from Nanimusu on Reddit. And the question is this: what are some ways that you manage the 24/7 dynamic? And what does that entail for both RY and Lola? Using diapers for everything all the time means lots of changes. And I can imagine RY can't always be there for them. That's true. Does that affect the dynamic at all or take away any of the appeal? Is there ever diaper fatigue for Lola or either of you, especially if you have to be separate for longer? Diaper fatigue. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pose that one to you. How do we manage this dynamic and how do we handle 24/7 all the time?
Well, lots of diapers.
That's true.
Lots of wipes.
Step 1 and 2 right there.
Baby powder.
Yep.
All of that. And very full trash cans every week.
There is a lot of trash in this particular fetish.
Yes. We've talked before about our 24/7 DS dynamic and how diapers is a really big part of that. And so I really view wearing 24/7 as something that I do to keep like our kink relationship alive. I like wearing it, but for me, it's really more of I do this because I love being submissive and I want to feel submissive every single day. And wearing diapers helps me do that.
Because it's not something you came factory installed with, though you were intimately familiar with diapers by the time that we met.
Yes.
And for you, it's a submission thing.
It is. Mostly.
What does that feel like day after day after day to make this submissive choice every day?
At first it was really exciting. And most every day that I put on a diaper, I was like, ooh, I'm doing this thing. And after 3 years, almost 3 years of being 24/7, it's not as exciting, but it's like feels more rewarding when I like think about it.
Yeah.
When I look at, maybe like I just take a look back at the last 6 months or whatever, and I'm like, wow, I'm still doing this thing. I'm still committing to you that I'm going to wear diapers 24/7, and you are still committing to me that you're going to take care of me and be part of that dynamic and relationship. And so even though I don't have that same level of excitement, it does feel like really deeply grounding and connecting just for us in our relationship.
And that makes total sense to me, that anything that you do every day, no matter how exciting it is, becomes less of a thrill when you do it every day all the time.
Right.
But the rewarding part is getting deeper.
Yes.
It's the same for me. The question about diaper fatigue, absolutely. There are days where I'm like, okay, all right, time to change a diaper. But it's not because I don't love it. It's just because I already did it 3 times or whatever that day. That doesn't mean that I'm losing interest in it. It's because when you do something that often, every once in a while, you're going to have a moment where you're like, ugh, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But, and I guess this is kind of weird, but that makes it even hotter to me because I love the commitment. I really am so like, I am aroused by the notion of ongoing submission, of ongoing commitment. It's the banality of it that makes it hot, that it's become so ingrained part of our lives that we are committed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the longer that goes on, the hotter that gets. Like the 3-year anniversary we're sneaking up on of 24/7 for you is hotter than the 2-year anniversary, and the 4-year anniversary will be hotter than the 3-year anniversary. I mean, that's because of that power exchange.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why when we, we're entering into this dynamic and into a relationship in general, me having a 24/7 DS dynamic was really, really important for me for that reason. Like, it's fun to do scenes, and I do scenes with friends and other, play partners sometimes. And that's like this other level of excitement. But for me, the like real rewarding, like connecting into myself, who I am as a human every day, I get to connect in this way, makes me feel more alive and makes me just happier in life.
Mm-hmm. With that said, I will say too, mixing it up helps. So it helps to play with the dynamic. It helps to switch for us to,
for sure. Yeah.
to play the other way. Now it's like there is a 24/7 vein of submission all the time, but then we play in other ways, or we'll go do something that has nothing to do with diapers, or we'll play in a way that has nothing to do with diapers.
Yeah.
Just to try something new.
Yeah.
And that can really help too.
For sure. For sure.
And I would encourage anybody, I think we said this in the last episode, but anybody who's thinking about 24/7 to know there's a lot of ways to do 24/7 and all of them are okay.
Yes.
And 24/7 for you might mean 23/6 and it might mean 21, that's okay.
And it might mean number 1, but not number 2.
That's right.
And this is all amazing and valid and correct. And it is what it is for you if it's making you happy and making you fulfilled.
Yeah, that's right. All right. You got one for me?
Yes. Okay. This one comes from the same person, Nanamusu on Reddit.
I like that this person posed 2 questions back to back. And I was like, hey, let's hit both of them.
Jackpot. And okay. After listening to many of your episodes and allowing myself to gently go with the flow instead of suppressing feelings, I've started to open up to padding up more often, including into work. You guys rock in helping with improving binge and purge tendencies, by the way.
Oh, I'm so glad.
That's very sweet. But gosh darn it, I always have to go number 2 a little before lunch. I think morning coffee might have something to do with this.
Yeah.
I agree.
The odds are good.
I don't mind using my diapers that way, but the environment adds a bit of a challenge, and I obviously want to be respectful and considerate for my coworkers and find a private place to handle that business. It makes me worried enough that I'll often put off wearing just for that reason. Any tips for how you go about managing this less convenient aspect of 24/7?
So this is a tricky one. And people who, for their version of 24/7, it means everything all the time, no matter what. This is a real hurdle.
Yeah.
I would say, so I have not tried that aspect of 24/7 myself, and Lola doesn't go to an office. So we haven't had to deal with it as directly. But I will say in my previous relationship, it was a thing. And the way that we dealt with it was by making that consideration of our coworkers the number one job. And so it honestly became just either find a place that is totally private, if your work has that option, or just don't do it. Because it's really one of those things that you can't hide very well.
Yeah.
So if you have a place that you can go and immediately take care of it, and you have North Shore makes those bags that like hide the smell, and you can take it home and whatever. That's one option, and where it really doesn't become anybody else's thing. The other option is just take the diaper down and go normal.
Yeah.
Just go on the potty.
Yeah.
For us, it has been about really being super considerate about not bringing our kink into anybody else's life.
Yeah. Exactly. That would be my suggestion too. Like if I had an office job that I had to go into every day, I don't know that I would go number 2. I don't know that I think we would have to have that conversation where I was like, I don't think I'm going to do this in this public space because I just wouldn't feel comfortable. And even if you're doing it in the like best way possible, if there's any chance of, interacting with a coworker, they cannot consent to that. So and that's really hard. That's a lot harder to hide and have to deal with and dispose of and all of it than, just pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know folks who have sort of reset their schedule accordingly and don't go in the morning. They take a weekend and shift their schedule, hold it longer, use fiber supplement or whatever, and reset their schedule to being somebody who goes in the evening.
Yeah.
And that has worked for them.
But I really like your option of like, yes, 24/7. If you're at home, great. If you're at work, just pull it down and do that business on the potty.
Yep.
Pull it back up. You're still 24/7. But I understand that hurdle of like, this makes me not want to wear because this is a problem. And for me, pulling down a diaper is a lot harder. I can't do that. I have hips and I have, a shape that I can't just easily pull down a diaper.
Yeah.
So I would either, try to do like a cloth refastenable diaper, or maybe take your, wear undies or maybe those fun training undies to work in the morning and then do your business. And after that, then diaper up for the rest of the day. That could be
or just a small cheap diaper. Like you could do a less expensive, thinner one because you go every day at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, true.
And then just ditch that one. Put the really nice premium diaper on after you go.
Yeah.
But using diapers that have hook and loop is a great idea because you can refasten them.
Yeah.
Well, good one. All right. Those are both great questions. Thank you for submitting both on Reddit. All right. I've got one for you.
Okay.
What are the best ways to participate in ABDL when you have a vanilla partner who is accepting but does not participate? And this question comes to us from FlynnRider24 on Reddit. What are the best ways to participate when you have a vanilla partner who is accepting but does not participate?
Well, I think first of all, I would say like trying to come to a place where you're both okay and happy about the level of interaction or maybe no interaction that your partner wants to partake in this. Like that is okay. And that is something that happens. So that doesn't mean though that you can't participate without your partner present. Even though I know that's really hard, sometimes people just really want that person to be there, of course, right? But I think some ways you can do this, if you like really want to immerse yourself, is maybe you set a time like once a month or something like that. And you're like, the third Saturday of the month, like I am going to do this. I'm going to diaper up. I'm going to put on my onesie. I'm going to watch Bluey and eat dino nuggies or whatever it is that I'm not, assuming that you're an ABDL, but whatever it is, that maybe it's just the DL part. Maybe you're just going to wear a dress all day and hang out, on the couch and get to wet yourself all day. But I think having a semi-regular setup schedule that your partner is aware of, could be really helpful because that you have that time coming. And also if your partner maybe wants to choose to be out of the house and not be around it, that is a great time that they can set up lunch with their friends and go to a movie or whatever it is. But I think it's important that you have that conversation. Like, this is something important to me and I want to be able to participate in it in a regular basis. How can we make that work?
Yeah.
Where we both know that this is something that's going to be happening.
I love that suggestion. Just absolutely communicating out of the gate. Setting up a time or times, like it doesn't have to just be once a month. It can be once a week.
Right.
That you say, look, I know that you accept me. I know you don't want to participate, so I'm going to make it happen, and that's great.
Yeah.
Right? No harm, no foul. And by the way, I have a profound respect for the Nilla partner who says, I totally accept this about you. Yeah. I don't want to be a part of it because I don't get it or it's not for me.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That takes a really big person. right? And it takes a big person to be the partner of that vanilla partner who takes them at their word and says, great, I'm going to make it happen. Right? I hear you accepting me. I'm going to make it happen for me. That's hard to do.
That's the really important part. You do need to take them at their word.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before, but if you have a vanilla partner who doesn't accept you, that's a sticky wicket, right?
Yeah.
That's where things get difficult. Or if you have a vanilla partner who says, I accept you, but then there's shame involved, or, I can't bear to see you like this. And that can bring on shame too, right?
Yeah.
Not saying it's wrong. It just can bring on shame. And so that's where you have to say maybe while they're out of the house or something.
Yeah. And maybe that warrants just a bigger conversation and education.
Yeah. Yeah.
About why you want to do this.
But the partner who says, I totally accept you. I love that you love this. I will make space for that. That's awesome. And the job then on you is to take them at their word, to love this part of you as well, and to intentionally create the space where you indulge it in whatever ways are okay for you and are okay with your partner.
Yeah. And I also wonder if there's maybe there could be space to go out in the community. And, I know sometimes just being around other people that are wearing a diaper, even if there is literally zero interaction with that diaper or even talk about those diapers, just being in a space with friends that are also wearing can be like really comforting and cool and exciting.
It can be really fun.
Can help with your own self-acceptance. So maybe that's another way that you can talk to your partner and say, hey, I'm literally just going to go hang out and grab a beer. And I am going to be diapered, and this other person is going to be diapered, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come home, you know?
Yeah.
So that could be another way. It doesn't have to be necessarily just all by yourself.
Right. And even going to an event, if you're lucky enough to have a munch near you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think people imagine, I'm sure partners imagine that these things are like orgies, but they're not. They're just people sitting around being relatively normal.
Munches are literally meant to be in public spaces.
Yeah.
You just have a similar thing in common.
Yeah. So if you can get to one of those, that's incredibly community building. But I love that you and your partner have this level of communication and that your partner is able to say, I'm accepting. I just don't want to be a part of it. And for you to say, cool.
And then be intentional about setting that time.
It's worth it. It's worth it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all right. That was a good one. I like that one.
Cool. All right. Wait, did you ask that one or did I ask that one? We both talked about it.
I asked that one.
Oh, okay. Now it's my turn to ask
what you got for me? What you got for me?
Okay.
Reach into that grab bag.
I have one from someone on Tumblr named, I know this person. Well, I don't really know this person, but I've seen this name a lot. Tin Lizzie Dielwina. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
I've always assumed it's in Washington, the last part, but I have no idea. Like INWA. I don't know.
Tin Lizzie
Tin Lizzie in Washington. Maybe. I don't know.
Perfect. And this person asks, have you already addressed the intersectionality of incontinence care and the ABDL spectrum? There can be a lot to pick apart there, differing perspectives, mental health tools, acceptance by community when you yourself might struggle with self-acceptance, finding ABDL products that are almost universally superior to standard medical ones, and introducing friends, family, coworkers to the idea that a fetish has bearing on medical issues. Do you have any thoughts about this?
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
And in fact, it's something we certainly could do, I think, another whole episode on for sure. But we did way back in the early days an episode on the ups and downs of real world incontinence as it overlaps with the ABDL world. And that was with my former partner and co-host, RNT, as well as a couple of guests who experience incontinence. And we talked quite a lot about what that's like and the parts that, maybe people think are fantasy material that sometimes aren't as great as it sounds, as well as, how they deal with it day to day and what it's like to try and to both have an ABDL fetish and the need for diapers in a medical sense. So,
that has to be so hard.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the nature of the conversation was it ain't as fun as you think.
Yeah.
Right. Although there was also a lot of but it's really handy that I have an ABDL kink and it just so happens this has saved me from all kinds of shame and what I used to look at as a real problem, I now look at as sometimes it's totally fine, So there's go back to episode 30, listen to that one. Also in episode 128, which was only a few episodes ago, we talked with Bumblepree, who has become really, I think, an advocate for people living with incontinence. I know that she has teamed up with North Shore and done a whole bunch of media kind of stuff talking about incontinence. So she came on the show and we talked about incontinence and getting over that shame and embracing this part of yourself. She does not identify as an ABDL person, but we talked about the kink and sort of how people in the kink also experience incontinence at times.
Right.
So,
And ABDL products.
yeah, and ABDL products.
Yeah.
And there seems to be, for people who experience incontinence that I've known, there seems to be kind of a bit of a love-hate with the community in that, like, you can't have a discussion online without a bunch of ABDL people chiming in.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're, not so thoughtful. And ABDL products have made their lives better.
Mm-hmm.
ABDL folks have supported the companies that make diapers that make their lives better.
Yep.
Is there, because of the ABDL community, there are so many more choices now than there used to be. And that's in part because of the ABDL community. So I think there is sort of a push-pull there.
Yeah.
But I do think it would make an awesome episode to do again.
Yeah, because I think that's a really deep, rich, can be a really difficult waters to traverse, right?
Yep.
Just having actual medical, physical need, and then in your brain, but I have this kink, or what if you had this kink and then have developed,
right,
a medical need for diapers? That can be very difficult, I imagine.
Yeah, and I know I've seen plenty of people online who, they've had an injury or they've had even just their bladder for whatever reason, just stopped working right later in life.
Yeah,
and they've talked about that. I was like, this was a kink and hot for me, and then now it's a necessity. And sometimes it's hot, and sometimes it ain't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's a good one. All right, you ready for another one?
Yes.
Full Disc Closure on Reddit asked this question: how do you set up an ABDL scene with your partner? It's kind of a BDSM adjacent question, but I think giving some easy starter scene ideas would be great for people who don't know where to start.
Ooh.
I love this question. This is awesome.
Yay.
And I'm glad that Full Disc Closure set up the distinction between an ABDL scene and a BDSM scene, because they might look different and they might look very similar. So I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
How do you think about some easy scene ideas or some starter scene ideas?
Some starter scenes. Well, I think, first of all, when I was first getting into just kink in general, the idea of like creating a scene was like really daunting to me, because I was like, oh, it has to be this whole thing. But now, as I have actually lived this out in my life in a very real way for many years now, a scene can really be pretty simple and just fun and straightforward. And I just want to put that out there and say, like, don't let the idea of building a scene stop you from just like doing something fun. So it could be something as simple as, putting on a diaper in a very ritualistic way, and then having, having your outfit laid out and everything laid out all pretty, and then coming into the room and being like, oh, I'm going to get dressed. And maybe your partner can help you get dressed or be there to do that with you. Something as simple as that can be a scene, and also create like a new kind of connection relationship of like, oh, I'm going to help you get your diaper on, and I'm going to pick out your clothes for you.
Yeah.
Something as simple as that could be an ABDL scene.
Yeah. I do think there's a million answers to this question.
Yeah. I know. I have like 17 in my brain simultaneously.
Yeah, and we can throw some out there. I was just thinking, depending on how your partner wants to interact with you in this, I'm assuming A-B space. We can talk about DL scenes in a second. But if your partner even just wants to sit down with you and read a book to you.
Yeah, a little story time.
A little story time in bed. Or your partner wants to get a sippy cup or a bottle ready for you. And it's just a small way to say, I'm going to feed you, or I'm going to take care of you in this way. And one thing I'll call out is that you can just do that. You don't have to commit to an entire evening to do a scene. You can just have a book. You can just have a bottle. You don't even need a diaper. You can just do that and say, oh, God, that felt so good.
Yeah.
Right? So the really critical thing is talking about it first. That's the difference in my mind between a scene and sort of just ongoing dynamic is that a scene is a negotiated setup thing. It's a thing where I say, hey, I would love to do this with you. What do you think?
Yeah.
Right?
And then you can build it together, and you can build in things that are fun and sound exciting for both of you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
For sure.
Like maybe they pick out your clothes and help you get changed and diapered. And then you have already both picked out a board game that you're going to go play because you like to do board games, or you like to do video games, or something that you guys already like to do together, but you can just kind of add the diapery little aspect into it. And that way it's kind of like a fun, easy thing to, now that you already like doing, just add a little sprinkle of ABDL into it.
Yep. And you can get really hot with it. If you want, you can have a scene where you even negotiate, hey, what if you get me diapered and then I want to breastfeed with you?
Yeah.
And then I want to go down on you. Like you can talk about all that stuff.
Yeah.
And build up that excitement about it in a way that is mutually very rewarding.
Yeah. Oh, I just got like really excited and tingly thinking about a scene that we've done.
Oh, do you want to share with the rest of the class, or are we going to
Well, it's just
keep it to
very
ourselves?
simple. No, it's just very simple. Like, so, you know, we do switch sometimes, even though I wear 24/7 and I am your 24/7 submissive. RY and I
just
switch.
love hearing that every time.
And sometimes I am mommy, and we have done breastfeeding scenes. And when you said like do it a little sexier, we have set it up where I've said to you, like, I really like when you're, you know, your fingers get curious and maybe they go inside my diaper, or maybe if we have chosen that I'm wearing panties because we're really doing a scene and so I'm very mommy and I'm in panties, I like having your fingers like be curious and go in there. So even though you're like breastfeeding and being very sweet and innocent, you have this like also fun, sexy curiosity going on, and that's like a really fun thing.
That's really hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there, and even just hearing it, that's really hot.
Yeah. And it could go as far as then, like you set up, you know, a scene where now maybe you're going to go big potty in your diaper. I mean, it could go as far as you want it to be, right? But it's good to talk about that ahead of time.
Yeah.
And bring these ideas to your partner. Like, you know, it's always sounded really fun to like, have my diaper changed in the backseat of the car. How can we make that happen?
Yeah.
Where can we go that's private enough to do that?
I think I brought one up the other day that was like, you know, what would be really fun is to play with like failing at potty training. So here's the progression. Like imagine, right? Yeah. And it sounds like it's not hot when you lay it all out ahead of time, but it's still really hot.
Oh, yes.
Because you have to get out what's in your head, and the other person has to be able, they can't guess at that, right?
Right.
So I was like, you know, it starts with like, just try and keep your pants dry, and then you wet, and then we move to a pull-up, and then that gets full and leaks, and so now we have to move to a small diaper. You know what I mean? Like, It's like potty training failing, and just describing this fantasy, set up a scene where maybe the whole fantasy is impossible, or it takes a week, but we could do this part of it right now, and that's hot.
Right, exactly.
And of course, we talked about the overlap with BDSM, but scenes can include more BDSM-y stuff. This is the adult, the A in ABDL. You can do lots of adult things, like tying up and bondage, and you can do all kinds of spanking and impact play, and you can lock people in cages, and it doesn't have to be all baby.
No. Exactly. You can put baby in the corner.
You can
have baby
you can
watch,
put baby in the corner.
And have baby watch mama play with herself.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
There's so many things. I'm also thinking just like little outings, like just plan a little zoo day. Pack a little backpack with an extra diaper in there and a bottle and some animal crackers, or maybe have like milk in your water bottle instead, and go off and have a fun zoo day, or go to the park and do a picnic, but do a diapered picnic. And maybe you could find an even private enough space that if you need a change, maybe you could do it there. So really, the sky's the limit. Making little games like water drinking games. Like, we're going to watch this movie and I'm going to set my timer. It's going to go off every 10 minutes. You need to chug some water and just watch that diaper grow.
See, even I just get hot just talking about it. That's really good. There's a connected question, I think, that came up.
Oh, yes. Okay. Would you like me to ask you this connected question?
I would love that.
All right. This one comes from Reddit, Lil Cali Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, I've recently become much more comfortable with the little diaper lover side of me, with huge credit to my wife. She has gone above and beyond to make me feel comfortable and safe.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
That's awesome.
So here's to the question. Is there something other than diapers that you use to connect with your little side and feel just as comfy and safe? We have an 8-year-old son, and as much as I love to wear, it's just not realistic all the time. So I'm looking for something to fill the gaps. And then this person says, thank you both so much. I found this podcast a while back, and it's been a huge help with helping me accept myself.
Oh, I love that too. That's awesome. I love to hear that. Yeah. And kudos to you again for seeing and setting that boundary and saying, look, I've got a kid. This is not something I can realistically do all the time is wear. So what else can I do to help me feel little? And there's a bunch of stuff. The most obvious to me is what you can wear that is not obvious. So for instance, I have a onesie thing that I guess you'd call it a onesie. Yeah. That, it's a kind with like snaps at the bottom and all that is also a great t-shirt.
Yeah. It looks just like a regular t-shirt on top.
And so I can wear that under anything. And there's no reason in the world why anybody would ever know that that's a onesie.
Exactly.
That's a really easy one. I know I've even worn, I've had a bracelet before that is very low key that just makes me think of it. It's a rainbow bracelet that just makes me think of it.
Aww.
And that's enough.
Yeah, that's fun.
There's also small ways that you can engage that maybe you can even do alongside your kid. So when my kid was little and I would turn on an episode of the Octonauts, or now it would be Bluey, it's okay that gives you a little warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's okay. That's not you being sexual. That's you going, little time just feels so good.
I still get that when I color with my nieces and nephew.
Yeah. And there's just a little warm, fuzzy feeling. It has nothing to do with sex. It's just you going,
that feels nice.
That feels nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then I will put on an episode of Bluey myself. We just watched one the other day.
I just put one on the other day. I brought us cereal in bed, and you were like, will you put a show on?
Yeah.
And I just put a Bluey show on.
And it was the most
that was it.
warming, loving little thing.
And then we got up and did our day.
That you can do. And if you do have a little time to yourself, but it's really realistically just a little time, that's when it's a fine time to engage some kind of media. If you want to read a storybook, you only have 10 minutes. Well, good news. Kids' storybooks take 3.
Yeah.
Just sit down, take a deep breath and read. Yeah. Or comic book, or buy that kids cereal that you loved when you were little and eat that in your bed before the kids wake up. Or, you know what I mean? There's a million small ways that you can engage the things that bring you that nostalgia that don't have to be sexual and they don't have to get you all aroused. They can just be that heartwarming little space.
Yeah. Even just keeping a passy on your, in your bedside table would be easy enough. And once in a while, I'll just pop one in your mouth when, we're literally just watching TV.
Yeah, that's so
just
sweet.
For a little bit of a thing. Sweet. And that can be really comforting, I think.
Yep.
And then maybe outside of things, I just had an idea that perhaps you and your wife could come up with some sort of nickname that isn't super, it's obviously not sexual and it's not super little coded, but that when she calls you cupcake, I don't know, whatever it is, that's actually her talking to your little side.
Yeah.
I think that could be fun.
That's
and
really
also
good.
an available thing to do, just every day.
Yeah.
Out in the world or around your child. Just come up with a little coded nickname that means, she sees me and just wanted to give me that 1 second of, little attention.
Yeah, she's thinking about my little side, or I'm thinking about it.
Or maybe you have one for her too. That's not like mama.
That's right. We've also used even just little abbreviations via text that nobody would ever guess what any of the abbreviations mean, but we know what they mean. Yeah. And so we can just send an entire sentence in 5 letters, right? Because we know what that sentence is. So that's another way that you can do that. I like these questions together because they're a great reminder that there's as many ways to AB and DL as there are ABDLs, right?
I love that.
There's just millions of them. And
ways to ABDL.
That's right.
I love that.
Yeah, just millions of them. All right. I think I have one more for you.
Okay.
This is a fun one.
All right.
King Brody 89 on Tumblr asked, how did Messy Monday come about? Already you're blushing. And what caused you to make those Messy Monday posts on Tumblr? Because you were the first person that I know of that ever did Messy Monday. And now I've seen a bunch of people doing it, but you were the first I ever saw. How did you come up with this?
Why does this make me so blush?
I don't know, man. This is what you get for being awesome.
Okay. Well, I've been doing Messy Monday for 4 or 5 years now. Not like every week like I try to do now, but I don't know how it came about. I wish I had a really great origin story for you, but it certainly happened because I've had a pretty active Tumblr blog on and off, but mostly on for the last decade. And I was always just trying to find new fun ways that makes me excited about making content, and that makes me I like a routine. I like something that's building that people know what it is. And now I've gone to just using instead of even saying the word messy, because that has gotten me tagged, things removed, and eventually also just totally my account deleted on Tumblr is I think because of talking about being messy. So it's kind of fun that it has become this whole little thing that now people if you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I just have to put and everyone knows what that means. And now it's become a big part of my, paid content too. I think people were like, oh, I already knew Lola was doing this, and now I get to really share that, in a space where I actually can share about it and stuff, which is fun.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I've been really excited to see other people catch on and start doing it too.
Yeah, that's really flattering.
It's
I
cool.
have seen other people do it, but
it's cool.
I've been doing it for at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I've been using that term and doing it pretty regularly.
Regularly. You were doing it before you and I met.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Well, I know it's rather popular, so way to go.
Can I share a really funny story?
Sure.
About Messy Monday? So whenever people that I know now in real life bring it up, I get super blushy because I'm like, oh, it's a thing out there in the zeitgeist. But to me, it's just little old me. And so when somebody that I know I have not talked to or interacted about with brings it up when we're together, I'm like, what?
How do you know?
How do you know this?
I would never.
We had a friend that was here around New Year's last year, and we had a few friends out, and he is a medical professional and was like, as a medical professional, I have to highly recommend you go more than once a week. And whenever I think about it, it still really makes me giggle.
Don't worry, there are more messy days than just Monday.
Yeah.
That's just the one where you post them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You need to go more than just Mondays. I think that's solid medical advice.
If you guys to hear nothing else on this podcast, please go more than once a week.
Also, 10-cent word there, zeitgeist. That I had somebody tell me at a munch once that they learn a vocab word every time with every episode of the podcast.
Really?
So that'll be today's
I love that.
vocab word, zeitgeist. That's a good one.
I really want to fit in prestidigitation.
I think you just did.
Okay, cool. You didn't even see it. It was so fast.
Well,
get it?
That was really good.
Okay.
Through a magical act of prestidigitation, I have queued up the next question.
Okay.
There, we fit it in.
Hooray. Go us. Is this for me to ask you? I'm so sorry. Yes, it is. So K247 on Tumblr asks, as my significant other knows all about my diaper fetish, how I think they're looking for how to help their significant other understand that peeing in diapers is not that disgusting. Perhaps this is a conversation that has come up between K247 and their partner.
I'm guessing that the partner has expressed that this is disgusting. Yeah. It's how we get to this moment, perhaps. Or maybe not. Maybe K247's partner, they're just assuming that the partner will find it disgusting.
That can be a perception, right? That we think other people think this is disgusting.
Right.
Yeah.
And some people find it very disgusting, and some people, like you, a P weirdo, find it absolutely wonderful. So, so here's the thing about disgust: is revulsion is a gut level response. That's not conscious. It's not something that we sit and think about and then we get revulsed or disgusted. It is built into us based on all kinds of cultural factors and what we've been exposed to. And in some cases, it's just extremely natural, right? So what we find disgusting is a lifelong function of the environment that we've grown up in. Again, with some exceptions. So some things are sort of universally, nearly universally repulsed. But so I'm only telling you that to tell you that it's very hard to convince somebody by appealing to their logic that their gut is wrong. That it's very hard to unprogram revulsion and disgust from a logical space. So there's no amount of explaining, because the person who asked the question used the word, how can I make her or him understand that peeing in diapers is not disgusting? But this is not an understand issue.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can reprogram that gut response if you want to over time. And I'll give you an example. When I first went to Asia, they served me fish for breakfast. There was like a fish soup, and it was actually a really nice thing for them to do. And in Japan, apparently rather common to have fish for breakfast. I have never in my life had fish for breakfast. I found the second it was put in front of me that my stomach turned over. I love a good fish for dinner. But here it is, 7:30 in the morning, and there's a fish in front of me and a fish soup in front of me, and it smelled a great deal like fish. In Japan, everybody who was used to that does not find that disgusting. I did. I didn't want to. Obviously, I don't want to turn down this lovely breakfast I was served, but it's very difficult to turn that off because in my culture, we just don't do that. We have cereal. What I learned is that I can expose myself to this over and over again, and I can make a conscious choice to keep trying it, and to, every time that I try it, to focus on, this is something people love. This is something that is culturally really relevant. This is something that is really good for you and is a way better choice for breakfast than cereal is from a nutrition standpoint. And just keep doing it. And over time, I got used to the idea of fish for breakfast and fish stew for breakfast. And over time, it became something I could eat. It's still not, I don't get up in the morning and hunger for it, but it's no longer disgusting to me. And you can do this with any number of foods. The same thing can be true here. It's possible, if your partner wants to, if it's important to your partner to not find peeing disgusting, they could just slowly expose to it over and over again. You know, squish a diaper from the outside only, squish a diaper through clothes from the outside only, stand in a room with you while you're in a wet diaper, you know, like slowly work your way to a place where you realize it's sterile. It doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't actually cause infections. It's not going to make you sick. But that kind of exposure has to happen willingly, and it has to happen a lot. So unfortunately, I don't think you're going to have a conversation that's going to change disgust. You might have a conversation that is enlightening, that says, I find this hot, pee is sterile, you don't get infected by pee if somebody is healthy. But those things are not going to reverse revulsion. Exposure and willingness is how you reprogram your gut.
Very good.
Anything you want to...
I have no notes.
Okay.
No, I think I spot on. As you were explaining, I was like, but what if she doesn't want to? Like, and that's okay if she doesn't want to go through the process of trying to, fix or get rid of, this disgust. But maybe there is a conversation you can have about why it's important for you to wear diapers and pee in them. and what that does for you, and just see if there's like an understanding that can come around that. But it's not going to, if she doesn't want to change her actual gut reaction, that's okay.
That conversation might be the motivation to try.
Yeah, exactly.
That
That's
might
true.
produce the want part.
Yeah.
But it's not going to fix the problem by itself.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really frustrating, I'm sure. But yeah, I think I've said enough about that.
Yeah. And one other thing I'm thinking is like, maybe I wonder if, if I were in this situation and my partner found that disgusting, I might think, does my partner think I'm disgusting? And so just maybe having that conversation to be able to like differentiate and just hear and ask like, hey, I hear you saying this, but this is how it makes me feel. And I just want you to like be aware of that. When you say something like that's disgusting, it actually really hurts my feelings because it makes me feel disgusting. So even if it is something that you find, repulsive, like maybe we just, can you please not talk about it that way? Not keep telling me that. Right.
Yeah. And at the same time, you can acknowledge like disgust is a really deep gut level response and it's an emotion, right? Yeah. When it gets emoted, when it gets shared, it's asking to be recognized. I think it's okay to say, I get that this is really gross to you. That makes sense.
Yes.
It's for a lot of people, they have that response and we're trained to have that response, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. And just acknowledge that I get it.
Yeah.
And I really don't like to think of myself as disgusting, and I don't find it disgusting.
Yeah.
But I understand that you do, and I understand why you do.
Yeah.
And then work from there.
Yep. Good.
That was a good question. That was a deep one. I like
High
that
five.
one. High five. I'm telling you, man, your gut is like a whole second brain. It makes a lot of choices for you. So
sometimes it's smarter than my first brain.
Yeah. If you want to read more, look up the term enteric nervous system. It's just a lot going on down there. Okay. I have one more thing I want to do. Yeah? I want to share just a little testimonial about how this community has helped one person.
Aw.
I love these.
Lovely.
I love these. And friends, if you have had an experience where loving yourself, accepting yourself, becoming a part of community, if any of these things have changed your life, improved your life, whether it has anything to do with the podcast or not, I don't care. I just want to hear it. I love these stories. Please write to me. Tell me. I just want to hear your story. So here's a story from Mirrored 20 on Reddit. It says, hey there, I guess I don't really have a question, but I listened to the ep on diaper positivity. I love that one. And it really changed my perspective on this whole diaper thing for the better. It made me realize that the thing I was so ashamed of was the thing that actually saved my life, as it was my ABDL friends and my local community that helped me realize my relationship was abusive and escape. They offered me shelter after my escape and helped me get back on my own 2 feet. Without diapers and without the community of great folks, I would likely still be trapped in that. Diapers really gave me access to my best self and taught me so many things I'm capable of and good at and loved for. Ooh, it's hard to read this without tearing up. Really, the more I've embraced it and my love for it, the better my life has gotten. It's gotten a lot easier for me to see the upsides and embrace this more after listening and really thinking about all the great things embracing this side of myself has given me. So really, thank you for making that episode and for all of your hard work on the podcast. Isn't that just the most heartwarming?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got shivers.
I literally have tears in my eyes. And what to hear, diapers gave me access to my best self and taught me so many things I'm capable of and good at and loved for. Oh, that's so moving. And the thing is, like, we talk a lot about diapers because this is a podcast about ABDL. It was you who did all those things, right? It was you. Diapers were just a way in. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
But the magic was you and you did it. And I'm so impressed and I'm so glad.
Yeah. And I'm so sorry you were in that situation. And I'm so happy that you found support and help to get out of that situation. But yeah, you took that step.
Yeah. And I know it's not easy. And I'm so glad you had the community around you to support you and take you in.
Yeah.
You did the work. And way to go. That's got to be really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, if I got one of those in my lifetime, I would be over the moon. I just am so heartwarmed when people share their stories. So if you also have a story, please share it with me. Whether you email me, put it on Reddit, just tell the community. I just want to know.
Yeah. My life would not be the wonderful life I have right now, this day, if it weren't for the community and finding acceptance and love, being loved for just who I am.
Yep.
Diapers, yes, but all of the other stuff.
Me either. I mean, my life is so much richer, so much better. I don't know. I don't want to imagine what my life would have been had I not embraced this part of myself and found this community. I just have benefited in countless ways.
And it also brought us to each other.
And it brought us to each other. Nice job.
Nice job, universe.
We can thank Teddy Bear for that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Teddy Bear. All right, friends, here I am in the cockles and subcockles of my heart, and now I have to wrap up. But this has been 8 questions and an awesome testimonial in less than an hour.
Ooh,
when was the last time we had a less than an hour Love and Brief?
We did a good job.
That's awesome.
We got stuff to do in the summer, yo.
Yo, we got to get back to
Everyone
our summertime plans. That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Like listening to the Beach Boys on repeat.
Oh, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down. R.I.P. Brian Wilson. So, friends, I want to, once again, thank you for hanging in there in the summer schedule, because I know sometimes we go a month between episodes. We do it every year. It's just a time when we take a little break. But really glad to be back in your ear holes today. And we will get back to more regular programming in the fall and get back with our every 2 weeks or so routine. We try and do every other Sunday, but it doesn't always work out exactly like that.
Yeah, but we try to get out like 2 a month. We try.
Yeah. So can't wait to get back into that routine. We have a lot of great episode ideas and upcoming episodes for you. In the meantime, if you want to share the podcast and help others find it, one of the best ways to do that is to just leave a review, because it does, the way the algorithms work when people are searching for podcasts is the more a podcast is reviewed, the more likely it is to pop up. And I want other folks, if this podcast has been helpful to you, I want other folks to have access. So leave a star review or write a review or both. That's always super helpful.
Yes. We wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you.
Yeah. And you can reach out to us anytime. You can write to me. I am Resonant Yes on all the socials. And
I am Lola and then some on Tumblr and on FetLife.
And it's a 0 on Tumblr,
on Tumblr
for the
last
sum.
O is a 0.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a 0, but everywhere else it's like normal. And the easiest way, honestly, if you are on Instagram, is just to follow the Love and Brief podcast and write to us there, because that way I get it and Teddy gets it and I can share it with Lola. So that's the easiest way to do it. But any of those other ways are good too. You can also email at loveandbrief@gmail.com. I think that's it, Lola. Let's go back to our summertime fun.
All right.
I hope you all have
Pool party.
an awesome rest of your summer, and we will see you in a couple of weeks or a month, and we'll get into the fall. This has been another episode of Love in Brief.